Do you have one dazzling little memory when you were younger, you and your sister, somewhere on the side, doing something that moved you forward? Something somebody said, something you did.
Right, do we want to go like debaucherous? Do we want to go mystical? Teenager?
You can learn the debauchery and mysticism because that's how you wise things up. That's what makes the eagles fly. The other thermals, those things that. Yeah.
It's true. So we grew up coming here. We grew up coming with our parents who became very, very involved in the Appalachian Whittle and Manger traditions and in the contra dance bands and the reef contra dance world is considered one of the very best in the country. And so there's all kinds of memories from like falling asleep in our dad's guitar case. They would play for the contra dances and all you would hear is that. That would be like the nest of falling asleep. And I started dancing before I could walk, so I was on the hack of my parents, and they would dance. So my memory of the movements of the dance is actually older than my memory of walking. And last night, I held my nephew, who's 2.5 years old, in his first contra dance, and we did all the movements. I did a little buck dancing, balance and swaying, and at the very end of the dance, he was watching everything, and then he just kind of put his arm around me and put his head down. And I was like, "You like this?" He's like, "Yeah, we're into this." So the sensation, the actual sensation of being in the flow state of a collective ritual experience of folkloric dance is almost unheard of in our complicated country. It's not something that we can lean into for thousands of years, and being able to see hundreds and hundreds of people dancing in sync to traditional and live fiddle and banjo music is amazing. And I had a friend say once from the brother, she said, she's a poet from New York, an amazing ensemble climbing poetry that came here for some years, and incredible spoken word artists and poets. And she said, "Oh, it's like sacred geometry in motion." So there's a memory.
I have another question. How do you, now that you have moved from the Sutu guitar place into the dance, and here you are now in a leadership role.
Yeah.
How does that feel for you right now, bringing all of those experiences forward to this moment? How does it feel in all of your senses?
Well, I remember some years ago, Jennifer and I saying, she said, "I would like to talk with you about some of the festivals that you all are putting at," because Rising Appalachia was starting to get hired as a headliner for festivals all over the country. And that was pretty novel for Jennifer to be like, "Let me ask you about your festival experience." I was like, wow. And I remember after years of traveling all over the world saying, "Actually, please don't change anything, because there is no festival we have ever been to anywhere around the world that has the level of integration, of creativity, of education, of our leadership." I would never say that. No one can talk me into saying that at any other stage. We don't like get this gig in other stages where we say, "Oh, you're the very best festival." This is the very best festival. And I really want to just say for 1 minute, what you have here that we don't have in so many other incredible events. I mean, to produce an event and to produce a festival is no small undertaking. So that's not to underline a lot of the work that's gone on all over the place to try and create events. But what you have here is you have regional folklore, and you have international arts, you have education, you have global outreach, you have arts and crafts and hide tanning and spoon carving and welding, and you also have American morning gospel hour and Irish and Appalachian dance circles, and you just don't see that. And kids hip hop, it's just rocking the stage right now. You know, you just don't have that vastness of cultural integrity and global integrity, regional and worldly, with education to boot. So
One of the reasons I wanted to ask you that question was because I was hoping that you would answer for all ours. So you didn't just answer for yourself, but you answered for everybody in this room. As at the end of the answer, you made it, y'all.